Hello, everyone. This one isn't a particularly special episode of the Josh Lee Penn Station. It's more of like this ranting about the same old stuff. I tend with Josh Lee Penn Station. I tend to just say what's on my mind. And I feel like it's something that people need to hear. And honestly, talking about NASCAR after Vegas. Actually, I didn't even review Vegas yet. Now I think about it, so I guess it's also a Vegas review. So there you go. Basically, just outside in the park, chilling out. Nice fresh air, nice autumn air, so it's not burning hot like it usually is. And also, that means no wasps around and mess around. Cause like park I go to in particular, for some reason, just a lot of wasps, and it gets annoying. Anyway, without going off too much here, let's talk about Vegas and just talk about other stuff that sort of or stuff that later I'll talk about stuff that happened in Vegas that somewhat says stuff about NASCAR in its current state. Hard to explain, but I'll try my best. So, for starters, I don't know why my nose is blocked. It feels odd for me to talk. It might sound strange when I'm talking. But anyway, Vegas. So, Vegas was honestly quite the race. Now, I think I was busy doing a league race, a Roblox league race, as the race was going on. So, I didn't see the entire race. I think I jumped into it. Actually, I jumped into it during the league race because I had my other phone. I was watching on my other phone. And what happened, I think I got into it and Blaney was out and I was confused, like, why? And only to find out that, car just had some sort of failure. He hit the wall and that was the end of that for Blaney. This car is so... Actually, okay, I'll save that for later, but this car is so weird when it comes to crashes. Anyway. Blaney's out. No stage points whatsoever. This is before stage 1 even ended. Which really sucks when you think about it because pretty much all the remaining playoff drivers, with the exception of Blaney, as I just said, were running up front for the most part. They're all running top 10. This was really a battle. All 8 playoff drivers were showing something. I don't know where Blaney was before his incident. I'm going to assume top 20 at the very least. Like I said, pretty much all the playoff drivers were up there with some sort of shot to win, depending on what happened. And race seemed pretty clean for the most part. Blaney was the only DNF for a while. And then, I think at the end of... I think I was recording the league race. I think I was. Or, yeah, I think it was when I was recording... Yeah, I just finished my league race or whatever. Finished the season. You guys will see that in like a month or so. It'll take a while for me to upload this stuff. Right after, I went back to the race, only to find out it's like 20 laps to go. I find out Byron's gone from like second place because Ty Dillon, I don't know what happened. Apparently he was trying to pit. I thought he was on the inside the whole time. He was kind of in the middle, like sort of. Not really. It wasn't as dumb as Quinn Half, but feels just as dangerous because it's a different car. Quinn Half never drove in the Gen 7 era. That would be actually more dangerous if Quinn Half did in the Gen 7 era. But anyway, the fact that Quinn Half not Quinn Half, sorry. Ty Dillon pitting when he did. I'm not sure what kind of issue he had. I have to look back on what exactly happened. Because I kind of half paid attention to the commentary. But according to the commentary, I think, He didn't put his hand out to signal. But at the same time, commentary was saying that he was relying on a spotter to tell him that Byron was there, which, to be fair, I feel like... Honestly, I think it's both. Ty should have had his hand out, especially knowing that if he knew... I mean, I feel like given the whole blue flag thing, given that... I don't know, I feel like the spotter should have told... Unless they just don't know what the leader is. I don't really know how these spotters keep track of it all, but I feel like that should have been... I feel like they should know to just let the leaders by. Or if assuming he even knew that, I think Kyle Larson was the leader, Byron was second. Sucks, it is what it is. I'm not, at this point, it's to entirely blame Ty. I think you know what? I will only blame Ty if this leads to Logano barely squeaking by. Because the thing is, everything that happens in these rounds is a butterfly effect of something else happening. You know what I mean? Like Bubba Wallace getting screwed out of a win by his own boss Denny Hamlin is what led to. I'd say that's what led to Logano making the next round, because Logano barely made the next round. He barely did, and that's assuming. And that's just assuming. The thing is, that's just assuming the scenario at the Roval still happens, but like Kansas came out differently. Like just assuming Bubba Wallace wins Kansas, and then the Roval plays out. Probably not exactly the same, because otherwise Chastain wouldn't have taken out Hamlin like he did. Chastain did what he did because he had to like make one more spot to get by Logano. If Bubba Wallace won, I feel like, actually, I don't know. I mean, I still actually, now that I think about it, that's a lot of mental mathematical gymnastics I just cannot do off the top of my head. But just know, I feel like the Roval is going to happen regardless. Well, whether Chastain was going to do that, who knows? The race, a restart happened. Guys stacked up. Ty Gibbs, poor Cody Ware. Of course, Cody Ware has to get piled in. Not piled in. He didn't pile in himself. Ty Gibbs slid down into him. Cody was like mid-pack or whatever. Like, my goodness. And it wasn't ARCA brakes. Like, he just showed up out of nowhere. Oh boy. Who else was out? I think SVG. Quite a few guys were out from that crash with 18 to go. There was quite a 3-car. It was the coolest 3-car. I don't know if it's because I just haven't paid attention to the races themselves properly in a while. I don't know what it is. But essentially, that was the coolest 3-car battle I've seen in a while. Between Briscoe, Larson, and Hamlin. And these are all like playoff guys. They're all like, I think they were all above the cutoff anyway. But they knew they need the biggest, like these three were battling for the biggest, like when you really think about it, these three are battling for the biggest cushion possible. Like, because even though all three of them, I think they were above the cutoff with like 10 laps to go, like Briscoe, Hamlin, and Larson. It's like they knew, and everyone knows that Dega, with how crazy Talladega tends to be, you got to win Vegas to get the biggest possible cushion, or even just lock yourself in. Sorry, because the winning locks you in the next round. But yeah, it's just straight up like winning that race means a lot to those guys, because they know how stupid Dega's going to be. Whether it's their fault or not, Dega's going to be stupid. It's bound to happen, especially when they have a bunch of playoff guys who are, especially Blaney's case. I don't think Blaney's going to do something that stupid, but Blaney, this is just in nature for people. This is humans in general. When they start to get really desperate, they could get really stupid with what they're doing. We've seen that all the time in the playoffs, and that's why it sucks. Well, one of the many reasons it sucks, but that's another. And NASCAR doesn't do much to stop them from this. If you know what I mean. Well, sort of. I don't know. It just, even penalizing or not, it's like you want to prevent people from doing this kind of stuff. You need like it's like that whole saying of protecting people from themselves. Because even though these guys are some of the best in the world, it's like I feel like even F1 drivers in similar situations would probably do the same stuff. Because like I said, it's just human nature. It's just in human nature for people to start doing stupid stuff in such high pressure situations. It's like, even though I don't think Brian Lane will do something stupid at Dega, but considering how far back he is, he's going to start making a whole bunch of moves to make sure he at least gets top 5. He'll do it with a lot of, he might do a couple stupid stuff. Even though he's one of the more level-headed plate drivers out there, but still, you know? I'm not sure we're getting a repeat of the Summer Daytona race. I hope so, though, but I don't know, like, oh, man. Logano doesn't have the best track record with plate track, so I'm not worried. There's the infamous Logano block for a reason. What else? Okay, what else is there? Who else blew the cutoff? I'm trying to remember. I forgot who else. Oh, whatever. I'll remember in a minute. So, essentially, if I could think... Okay, essentially, what else? What was it? Okay, yeah, Martinsville is going to be the last race of the season. I'm not going to go that far. But let's talk about the car, and this goes back to Ty Dillon. Yeah, the whole Ty Dillon incident. That car, man, I don't know what it is, I swear, and someone in my Discord said this, like, one of them probably got a concussion. I wouldn't be shocked if that was the case. Because that car, man, it's weird because it's a really cool car. Really cool looking car. And, you know, that's what the drivers want. They want it to be tougher to drive. But then there's the issue that with that being tougher to drive and more single car incidents happening, the concern is the way the car damages itself. The way that, I know it's been done to death, but I feel like there's a way I could spin this. But how this thing breaks, man, it's really concerning. Like, I thought the Canada Series car, the way that breaks is a problem. Like, well, sort of, because the Canada Series car, for some reason, the cars run over each other like modifieds or like Indy cars almost. It's weird. Like, they'll run over each other's fenders like they're nothing. I forgot what the cars are made of, but like it's not the same as the next gen cars. I don't even think it's the same as the Gen 6. So like, I think it's an older style, but it's still it's kind of frustrating. I don't think there hasn't been any major injuries in a while in the Canada Series from what I've heard. I haven't heard much, but I wouldn't be shocked almost. Like, the car, the way it breaks is weird. And again, the way the car is running over each other is a bit concerning, because I think you need is the car just going into the cockpit like that. It's almost happened when Kevin Lacroix basically tried to hit Alex Labbe right after a race. He was upset how Labbe like pushed him up the track in the final corners, and Lacroix was perceived to run up his left rear. The car literally ran up his left rear, almost into the window area. It was crazy. Like, I don't know what it is. Like, this, I don't know. Like, anyway, sorry, going off topic there. The Cup Series, though. The Cup Series. This, like, that car, man, something needs to be, I say something needs to be changed, but they'll never learn. NASCAR doesn't learn until like until there's enough people hating on it as is. Not enough drivers. I feel like not enough drivers are hating on the car, you know? But even then, I feel like they'd find them. Because NASCAR is like that. They really be like that. Like, I don't know what it is. Like, so, I don't know. Here's what it is. Not much else I can say about it. Nothing new. The car has pretty much been the same. Whether they've changed some stuff about the safety, I don't know. I haven't heard anything in a while. But the overall car has been pretty much the same. So, yeah. Dega's up next. I don't really have predictions for it because it's just Dega. Anything could happen. But the thing is, my preferred championship force in right now. I mean, Hamlin's locked in, so that's a given. I want Hamlin into championship 4 anyway, but yeah, Hamlin's in. Do that, win at Vegas. Larson, I don't know about Byron, but I want Blaney. So, Hamlin, Larson, Blaney. Who's the other? I want to see Briscoe. I feel like Briscoe, I know like it took a while because I felt like Briscoe was invisible this year. It's just him and the 19, it felt like it wasn't really clicking, or at least from my perspective, it felt like it wasn't clicking. But they found something once they won at Pocono, so at least they got their groove going. Briscoe is still able to win races. And it seems a lot easier too. Like, I feel like with the Haas car, like in Haas, like he was really battling. It was like, it felt like an uphill battle every time Briscoe won, with the exception of that Phoenix race in 2022. That seemed legitimate. So nice to see Briscoe finally, getting somewhere with it. And man, not much else to say. I might have something else to say at tomorrow, Wednesday. I don't know when, but yeah, because I will always have something to say about NASCAR. Like, things are always happening. There's always something stupid happening in the media. Especially Jordan Bianchi. He said something about SVG that Hamlin hated. Apparently, I gotta watch Action Central. I haven't watched an episode of Action Central in a while. None against him. I just don't watch many podcasts, or don't listen to many podcasts. I don't know what it is. I gotta start though. I really gotta start. But yeah, Action Central is fun. I want to know what Hamlin. If Hamlin said something about Jordan Bianchi on Action Central, I need to watch it. or at least listen to it, because it's, man, Hamlin's goated. Hamlin's got a career after he's done racing. All right, so that's it for this episode. Not much else to say. That's about it.